12 most important dating tips for men. 1. Be honest. Women can handle rejection. More people complain about the flakiness and the ghosting. If you are not interested, don't lead her on. After all, you never know if the next woman you date somehow knows her. Women always have a broad network to gather information. 2. Don't be too quick. For most women, online dating involves a certain level of risk and anxiety, so spend time getting to know her online and through phone and video chats before suggesting meeting in person to ensure she feels comfortable. 3. Keep the conversation fun. Try to keep your conversation light-hearted. On your first date, you don't want to get into an in-depth conversation about why you don't enjoy your job or other issues you've been having. Yes, you do have to be serious sometimes, but in the early stages of dating, have some fun. Women find serious conversations boring. It's fine to share facts, but make sure to add in humor and flirtatious overtones. This will make her excitedly hang on your every word. She will memorize all your words and smile all the day. 4. Avoid the ex-girlfriend's conversation. Talking about your ex-girlfriend is dangerous territory. It's best to stay away from the conversation altogether. It's unlikely that your date will be interested and it can make things feel awkward between you. If your date does bring up the subject, try to keep answers short, without appearing suspicious. Reassure her that your past is history and that you want to spend your time getting to know her instead. If she asks about your ex-girlfriend, then try to flip this topic to her personal interesting things, like asking about her parents, brothers, sisters, friends, pets, favorite actors, and so on. 5. Follow up correctly. If you don't want a second date, don't say you'll call her. You'll end up feeling bad and she might feel hurt. Just say, I had a great time tonight. If you do want to see her again, don't play games. Yes, in films they always leave it a couple of days to contact each other, but this is real life. If you don't contact her within a couple of days, you seem like you couldn't be bothered or didn't enjoy the date. The sooner you tell her what a great time you had, the better. 6. Use law of attraction. Use the law of attraction to your advantage. In other words, learn how to genuinely enjoy every day of life and every single moment. Women tend to naturally gravitate towards two things: popularity and positivism. Make her curious about speaking with you. 7. Ask lots of questions. A favorite first date tip for men is to ask lots of questions. This is particularly good advice if you struggle with shyness. Just remember not to delve too deep too soon, keep the conversation light and easy by focusing on work, hobbies and travel plans. If they bring up deeper topics, then great, but early on in your relationship, oversharing or being too nosy about someone's private life can be a turn-off and seem too intrusive. Even more important, make sure you listen to your date's answers, and ask lots of follow-up questions. Make a mental note of significant details, for example, the name of their dog or their favorite food, and mention these things later on to show them you're interested. Lastly, make sure you talk and open up about yourself as well. You don't want them to leave the date not knowing a single thing about you. 8. Don't be cheap. There's a huge difference between being frugal and being cheap. Frugal is scheduling a lunch date instead of a dinner date, but cheap is telling her that you can't order dessert. If you're cheap with money, you're probably cheap with emotions too. This is not the impression you want to give. Avoid the pitfall. The easiest way to save money without looking miserly is to plan the date yourself, and only take her to places where you know you can afford the dessert menu. Or get creative, a hiking trip is more fun than dinner and doesn't cost anything. Just don't advertise that you're taking her hiking because you don't want to pay for food. 9. Cleanliness is coolness personified. Be sure that all areas of your body are clean and fresh. This includes your hair, ears, body, your clothes and especially your teeth. Bad breath, which is often caused by a dental or periodontal problem, is usually not noticeable by the person who has it. Nothing is more of a turn-off than bad breath. If you haven't had your teeth cleaned in the last 6 months, get it done. 10. Be a creatively romantic. The traditional methods for creating romance remain unchanged. These include buying her flowers, candy, jewelry, perfume, and romantic music, sending her love letters and notes, taking her to dinner at unique restaurants, taking her dancing at nightclubs, and taking her to movies, operas, or plays that depict a love story. The key to having the outcome that you want, however, is to come up with your own unique twists to these ancient practices. In other words, be an explorer of thoughts. 11. Watch for red flags. Red flag behaviors can indicate that a relationship is not going to lead to healthy, lasting love. Trust your instincts and pay close attention to how the other person makes you feel. If you tend to feel insecure, ashamed, or undervalued, it may be time to reconsider the relationship. 12. Think twice. Do not continue to date a woman if you know she's not right for you. Don't keep her around until you find someone better. That's not fair to her or you. Don't waste your time. Do what's right. Have the courage to move on. Life always gives a better chance.